Hi you guys, it's me Taylor. Today is Sunday. Happy Sunday. So as you can see, I have a few languages laying out, and I wanted to come to you guys and talk about, this is kind of like a how-to video. I'm not like, like a professional, but I just want to give you some insights and things that I'm doing. And it's going to be how to learn two different languages kind of at the same time, just kind of. So you guys know I've been learning Korean for a while. I know some basic Korean words like hello, goodbye, and how to introduce myself. But then I know some Japanese also, and I know how to, like I said, I know hello, goodbye, and I know some Italian. But these two languages, technically these three languages, Chinese, Japanese, and Italian, I've been knowing some about that language since like 2010, since 2010, because that's when, or 9 through 10 is when I started to look over the languages. So yeah, so here goes the basic of the basic. So the first thing is figure out which language you want to learn. Now there's different reasons why you want to learn it. It doesn't really matter. I mean, some people want to learn a language like Korean, for example. People say they want to learn Korean because they want to be K-pop stars. That was not my reason for learning Korean, but if that is your reason, then that's cool. That's fine. If you want to do that, that's cool. So pick out, like I said, pick out two languages. Now they don't necessarily have to be two hard languages, and what I mean by hard languages, I consider Korean, Chinese, Japanese, and maybe German to be considered hard languages, because it's, for me, it's three different ways I would have to write the language. First, for a Korean example, I will have to write it in Hangul, because that's what I'm going to be able to see all the time. Whether I go to Korea, even though they might have something in English, it's going to be Hangul there. Hangul is going to just be there. It's going to be there forever. And then Korean, which is like basically what you're saying. So 안녕하세요, if you know what 안녕하세요 means, it means hello. So I'm going to have to write that in English afterwards, just to get an understanding at first. Sorry. So yeah, so that's what I mean by hard languages. It's kind of 3 steps to doing the language and understanding it. So once you understand it in your own language, then you don't have to do that 3rd step. But I kind of still recommend it, just because you might forget about it, whatever. You can write it really small next to each other, but yeah. So after you do that, if you're like me and the way you learn, then I kind of retain information kind of quickly sometimes, just sometimes. So let's say if I'm learning, okay, for example, I said I was learning German. I haven't really been studying German, but I know how to say some things because I have some online apps I've been using occasionally, and I just remember in a sense. So my memory is pretty okay. So yeah, and you want to choose a language that you'll be comfortable with learning. It's going to be a struggle, because if it's not your native language, it's going to be a struggle. And sometimes, you might find somebody that can speak that language you're trying to learn. I always recommend that, because you can watch excuse me, you can watch so many like different videos about it and read about it and try to do it, but it's that person that's native in that language that can really help you. So I recommend you, if you can find somebody that can speak whatever language you're trying to learn, go for it. And they do have so many like different apps you can use, or like places you can go to learn it. So like if you're trying to learn, I think any of these languages, matter of fact, italki.com, they got, I've been on, disclaimer, I haven't used it, but I've been on the site and I've seen what they're about, so it seems cool. So I mean, maybe in the future I will use it. But yeah, so anyway, the next step is after you figure out the languages you want to learn and you do all that other stuff, you figure out how you learn. You might want to go to the dollar store and buy some notebooks. I recommend buying as many as possible, maybe 5. I don't know, maybe 5. I have only 3, but only have 2 that I'm like showing right here. Now this one I'm going to use for my Korean. Right, it's empty. You want to get one that's kind of like you can kind of bend the little body part, and yeah, and you want it kind of to be all paper. So yes, this one, and you want to be able to name it. So just put Korean or German or Russian, Polish, whatever you learn. Just put it down. And for me, what I like to do is I like to, when I'm learning a language, I like to put the date of the day I'm actually going to learn what I'm writing down and things like that. So yeah, so hold on you guys, I'm sorry, this phone is going crazy. So next is basically, after I do that, let me move these to the side. This one, so you guys seen this before. This is my Russian one, Thai and Russian, excuse me. I recommend you figure out, the first route is learning the alphabet of that language. I didn't do that with Korean at first, or Japanese, or Mandarin Chinese really, because I was just trying to learn it. But I recommend you figure out the writing system for that language first, then you say, I want to learn the language. So I wrote down, this is the alphabet for Thai, as you guys might have seen it from here on my Instagram page, and then one for Russian also. So there you go. I recommend you learn those alphabets first. You learn how to write it in sentences, how to write them in regular sentences, I guess. So yeah, so this book or subject thing right here, just simple, really simple. If you don't want to buy those kind, you can buy these kind. And let me make sure I got, you want to, I didn't date this or anything, but write down as much information as you possibly can about that language. You should write down the history of the language, so so you can just understand it better. This is what I mean by three-step system. This is how I set it up. So I wrote it, I tried to write it in Hangul. I wrote it in Korean, what I'll be actually saying, and then what the understanding of it is. That's what I mean by a 3-step system. And it actually, I didn't do that for a while. I just wrote it in English first, then I wrote it in Korean, and then I wrote it in Hangul. But that takes time, so it's all on you, whatever you want to do. And they have so many places now, because a lot of people are learning different languages, that you can go online for. You can go on like for Japan, it's like genkijapan.com. I've learned a lot of many things from that. I learned like my colors, your months, how to say who, what, where, why, I think. So you get to, like, it's so many different apps, that's out there. But you can use them however you choose. Sometimes you might want to write random stuff down. I wrote random stuff down. Also, like this is the lyrics from Betcha Say. I wrote that down, not knowing what I was writing down at the time. I seen the video, but one of the other reasons you might want to learn a language is your favorite song is in that language, and you don't even know what it means, or it's hard to find an English version to it, an English version that makes sense also, because you might have like English versions out there to like a Chinese song and you're like, dang, that kind of don't make sense. You know, if you're whatever your native language is, like if you're, you know, if you speak Indonesian and they have something in Indonesian, but you're like, that don't make sense. That, you know, doesn't go together. So you can always learn that language. And some K-dramas I watched. So yeah, so that, you should get one of those. Now this, I recommend this. In this restaurants they have, that I occasionally go to, they have these magazines set up. And it's like, if they have like little, this is like a little resource. A little resource where you find it, and it's mainly in the language you're learning. Let's say you're learning Japanese. But kanji, hiragana, katakana, all that in this, probably in this one magazine. I'm not for sure. Some of it looks katakana, some of it looks hiragana. There's some kanji, I guess, right here. I'm not sure. Tell me if I'm wrong. I'm sorry. So of course this is Japanese, meaning that you do not read from this side. You read from this side. That's why the magazine's set up like that. I knew that. I was just trying to show you guys if you didn't. So yeah, you open up the pages. They have this lady on here from United. I'm not really sure what she's doing, but yeah, they have a lot of, in this magazine, excuse me, they show a lot of restaurants and things like that people are obviously going to in Japan. Well, not necessarily in Japan, but because this one says Illinois, but yeah, they got a lot of eating places, a lot of party places and all that kind of stuff. They got exercise things over here. They have like a table of contents kind of thing, you know, if you look in a magazine and they show you like what's happening, what's going on. So yeah, they have Las Vegas, some other places, I don't know, but yeah. So you get to, that's why I really like, even though I'm not really learning kanji or hiragana, katakana right now, this, I recommend this, because this is like everywhere. You know, you get to see this all the time. You get, you know, you get to see stuff like this. See that? You can't see it. Sorry. That right there. This is what you're going to see on a daily basis if you live in Japan, obviously. You might see some other languages, obviously. I don't know, but I'm just saying, you know, you probably going to see just that. So, yeah, they got macarons. Do people... Never mind. That's off subject. But yeah, they got this guy, and they got it like this, y'all. They got it like that. I didn't even realize that. So if they got it like this sometimes, you know, you just read it like that. You're real smart if you can read it like that. They got this other guy. I'm guessing he a baseball player. From the picture, he looked like a baseball player. They got more places to eat in Illinois. That's what it looked like. So yeah, but it's just in Japanese first, so I'm guessing they get a lot of Japanese people at this restaurant. But yeah, a Japanese restaurant right here. Shout out to you. I've never tried your food before, but shout out to you. Yeah, so like I said, you get a lot of this. Y'all don't even mind that. I don't know what that was. You got a dentist place, y'all. So, and they got a Japanese, I'm guessing they got a Japanese line, and they got an English line. So you can call, if you speak English, you call this line, and if you don't, you speak that one, I guess. I'm not sure. Oh, they got this sushi bowl. That look good. I might have to go to that. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Now, this book I got from a library. It was discarded, meaning they was going to throw it away. And that's in that same context, something like that. So this is Spanish, you guys. This is Latin American Spanish. This is how I learned my Spanish, y'all. Buenos dias, buenos tardes, buenas noches, hola. My mama said she gonna learn this, but hold on just a second. Hold on just a second. Hold on just a second.
Okay, I'm not coming in. Amber said that she probably on her way up here, and if you want to go with her, she going to the mall and stuff. Go ahead and get dressed. And can I borrow your knife to cut up these onions?
Okay, hold on just a second.
Okay.
Y'all, she just ruined the video though. Sorry, that was my mama. Anyway, so Yeah, you got this. I loved it. This is why I love learning the language, because you get to learn all these vocabulary words that you don't really get to see or speak about. That's the only thing I'm kind of struggling with the other languages. I don't get to see a lot of vocabulary, just vocabulary words to learn. And they have it set up: greetings, introducing yourself, saying where you're from, exchanging phone numbers. You kind of got to take it out of the sentence that's already created instead of just having them just vocabulary. So yes, so this is the ending of this video. Obviously it's really long. It's almost 20 minutes long, and your girl ain't got time to be trying to edit this video because I'm actually, like you heard in the video, I'm probably going somewhere. So yes, so if you guys want to see another how to learn, I'll do more of an in-depth type of conversation with you guys, and to show you how, with the with the three-step system. And yeah, so if you guys don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. I'll see you guys on the flip side, and bye bye.